Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a really powerful story. It's from Genesis 46, the first 30 verses.
Right, Jacob's big journey down to Egypt to reunite with Joseph.
Exactly. And I mean, think about it. A son believed dead for years, a fractured family, then suddenly this chance for reunion, but in a totally foreign land.
Yeah, it's packed with so much, isn't it? Family, these huge, unexpected life shifts.
And that underlying question, maybe things aren't quite as random as they sometimes feel.
Absolutely. And for this exploration, we're looking at insights from Day 11, Joseph's Life, God's Providence in Every Season. It's a daily Bible study from Fascioli Publishing.
Okay.
And it really leans into this idea, of a possible guiding hand through all the different, seasons of life.
So our mission today is kind of dig into the key moments here.
Exactly. Pull out the core insights, especially around this idea of a bigger plan, maybe, unfolding even when life throws curveballs. And, think about what that might mean for you listening in.
Okay, let's set this up. Jacob's an old man. He's been carrying this immense grief for decades, thinking Joseph is gone.
Just unimaginable grief.
Right. Then his other sons come back from Egypt with his bombshell news. Joseph's alive.
And not just alive, but basically running the place. A top ruler in Egypt.
Yeah. And he says, Dad, bring the whole family down here. I'll take care of you. There's this terrible famine, remember, with 5 years still to go.
Wow. I mean, just try to picture the emotional whiplash for Jacob. Joy, disbelief, maybe even fear.
Totally. And the Fascioli study really picks up on his reaction here. It's not immediate celebration.
No, it isn't. The text says he stops at Beersheba. He offers sacrifices.
Which sounds like, okay, a religious duty maybe?
Well, yes, but the study suggests it's deeper than just tradition here. It's like tapping into that very human need for clarity, reassurance, before you take this massive leap into the unknown.
Even when the invitation seems clear, seems like amazing news.
Right. It suggests he felt maybe there was more going on than just, a lucky break. He needed something more.
A sense of divine okayness, perhaps, not just his son's invitation.
Exactly. He needed that green light from higher up, you could say, and he gets it that night.
Ah, the vision. Tell us about that moment. It feels pretty crucial.
Oh, absolutely pivotal. God speaks to him directly. Jacob, Jacob. That repetition itself signals, pay attention. This is big.
Personal.
Very personal. And God identifies himself. I am God, the God of your father. Straight away, it connects this moment back to the family line, back to the promises made to Abraham and Isaac.
Anchoring it in history, in the covenant.
Precisely. Then comes the core message. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt. That's huge reassurance right there.
Because Egypt could easily feel like exile. Yeah. A dangerous place.
For sure. For there I will make you into a great nation. So the promise continues even in Egypt. And then this. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again.
Okay, I will go down with you. That's comfort.
Yeah.
But I will also bring you up again. That really stands out.
It does, doesn't it? Because, like you said, Egypt often represents hardship, being away from the promised land. But here, God reframes it.
How does the study explore that? This idea that going down to Egypt is somehow part of the plan.
Well, the Fascioli analysis presents it quite powerfully. It suggests that sometimes the places we least expect, the places that feel like setbacks or detours, are actually necessary steps.
Part of the journey, not a wrong turn.
Exactly. Going to Egypt wasn't plan B. It was through Egypt that the promise of becoming this great nation would happen in this specific way.
Wow.
And that phrase, I will go with you, it just underlines the divine presence isn't limited to comfortable places. It challenges that whole idea that growth only happens when things are easy or familiar.
So Jacob gets this profound reassurance, this divine travel companion, essentially.
You could say that. And with that, he gathers his whole family, everyone, and they make the journey.
And the reunion itself.
Yeah.
The study paints a very vivid picture, doesn't it? It's not just a quiet family meeting.
No, not at all. It emphasizes that Joseph, this incredibly powerful man, maybe even decked out in, royal attire.
Right, the second most powerful man in Egypt.
He deliberately goes out in his chariot to meet his father. It's not an official duty, it's purely personal. It shows this deep, abiding love and respect for his father, completely separate from his status.
The son meeting his dad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the emotion described in the text, Joseph just falling on his father's neck and weeping for a long time. The study really highlights that raw emotion.
How about those years?
All the lost years, the grief, the separation, just pouring out in that moment. It's incredibly powerful, showing how strong those family bonds remained.
And despite Joseph's power, there's this complete vulnerability.
Yes, it's a very human moment.
And then Jacob's words after that, embrace. They're just gut-wrenching, in a way. Now let me die, since I have seen your face and know that you were still alive.
So poignant. It's like this lifetime of longing has just been met.
Does the study see that as, like, a literal wish to die?
Not necessarily literal, no. The Fazioli analysis suggests it's more an expression of ultimate contentment, profound peace.
Like, my life's work is done, the deepest ache is healed.
Something like that. He'd carried this immense sadness for so long. Seeing Joseph, alive and well, it's like the final piece clicks into place. It just shows the incredible power of fulfilled hope, the relief when that long-held pain is finally resolved.
It's amazing. So this whole story, especially through the lens of our source material, really drives home this idea of God's providence. Is that the right term?
That's the term the study uses, yes, providence, this sense that maybe there's a guiding hand, a purpose unfolding, even when we can't see it clearly.
So for you listening, what are the sort of key takeaways we can pull from Jacob's experience here, based on this interpretation?
Well, there are several layers, I think. First, this idea that things that feel like loss or delay or even tragedy, they might not just be random. They could be part of a bigger picture we don't grasp yet.
That's a challenging thought.
It is. And related to that is the encouragement to perhaps trust that guiding influence through different life phases, the ups and the downs, even when it makes no sense at the time.
Like Jacob needing that reassurance before moving.
Exactly. That pause he took, seeking guidance at Beersheba, it underlines the value of, well, checking in, seeking direction before big shifts, not just rushing ahead.
And then there's the sheer comfort in seeing promises fulfilled after a long wait, like Jacob felt.
Definitely. That deep sense of peace and closure.
It's powerful.
And one other thing this study touches on, maybe more subtly, is the generational aspect. God's promise wasn't just about Jacob or just about Joseph.
Right. It was about becoming a great nation. It stretched forward.
Precisely. It suggests our individual stories, our struggles and reunions, might be threads in a much larger tapestry, one that extends way beyond our own lives.
Makes you wonder how our own experiences might be shaping something we won't even see fully realized.
It does. It adds another dimension to it all.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've walked through this incredible reunion story from Genesis with insights from the Fazioli publishing study.
Yeah, really focusing on that theme, the possibility of a guiding hand, even when life takes completely unexpected turns, like Jacob's journey to Egypt.
It's a compelling perspective.
And it leaves us with a thought for you, something to maybe just sit with for a bit.
Okay.
Think about your own life. Can you recall a time when something felt like a real setback, a disappointment, maybe even a dead end?
We've all had those moments.
Right. But looking back now, did that situation eventually, maybe unexpectedly, lead to something positive, something you couldn't have foreseen at the time? Even if you don't have all the answers, what might that experience hint at about the bigger currents flowing through your own story? Just something to reflect on.